What if the love you're hiding is the only thing that can save you? Dive into the breathtaking world of Love Without Fear, a gripping, emotional, and mysterious romantic drama that will break your heart, heal it, and make you believe in love again. Don't forget to hit subscribe and join us on Storyscape, where every love story dares to be fearless. Story, single plain paragraph, approximately 2,000 words. Rain poured like endless tears over the city of Willowbrook, a quiet town that held too many secrets under its calm surface, and among them was the story of two souls destined to meet against all odds, Alara and Maya. Alara was a painter who had forgotten what colors meant. Her life was gray since the day her parents disowned her for coming out, forcing her to hide in a small attic above an old bookstore. She lived quietly, painting faceless portraits that no one saw, whispering her heart into strokes of blue and violet. Maya, on the other hand, was the golden girl, a brilliant journalist newly arrived from New York, escaping her own heartbreak and a family that didn't understand her either. One stormy evening, Maya stumbled into the bookstore to take shelter, soaked and shivering, clutching her recorder and notebook like fragile hope. That was the first time their eyes met. Alara's soft and scared, Maya's bold yet broken, and something inside both of them cracked open. They barely spoke, just exchanged a hesitant smile, but that smile lingered longer than any words could. The next day, Maya returned, pretending to browse books, but secretly searching for the girl who had looked at her like she mattered. Alara tried to stay away, fearing the pain of hope, yet Maya's laughter slowly became the background music of her days. One afternoon, as Alara painted in the attic, Maya knocked softly and peeked in. "I thought the attic was locked," she said, eyes wide at the sight of hundreds of paintings, all of them faceless women with emotions bursting from their colors. "Who are they?" she whispered, and Alara replied, "People I'm too afraid to love." Maya stepped closer, touching one painting, a storm of red and gold, and asked gently, "What if love isn't meant to be feared?" That night, Alara couldn't sleep. Her heart raced, her brush trembled, and for the first time, she painted a face, Maya's. But love in Willowbrook wasn't easy. Rumors spread fast, and soon whispers filled the bookstore about the two girls in the attic. The owner, Mrs. Calden, a woman whose kindness was buried under religion and reputation, warned Alara to stop seeing Maya or leave. Alara tried to end it, leaving a letter for Maya that said, "I'm sorry. Love isn't safe here." But fate intervened cruelly when a fire broke out in the bookstore that very night. Maya, returning to confront Alara, found the place engulfed in flames. Without hesitation, she ran inside. The townspeople screamed her name, but Maya's only thought was Alara, trapped somewhere upstairs, probably clutching her paintings. When she found her, Alara was coughing, surrounded by burning canvases, refusing to leave them behind. "They're all I have left," she cried, but Maya shouted, "You have me," and dragged her out just as the floor collapsed. They both survived, barely, but Alara's paintings were gone. Every memory of her pain and love turned to ash. For weeks, she sat silently in the hospital, her hands bandaged, unable to paint again. Maya stayed by her side, reading to her, telling her stories of women who chose love no matter what the world said. But the town wasn't kind. The local paper, ironically owned by Maya's editor, ran a cruel headline, "Lesbian Affair Causes Fire Tragedy." Maya was fired. Her family disowned her, yet she never left Alara. When Alara was discharged, she found Maya standing outside, holding a single paintbrush wrapped in ribbon, whispering, "Start again, with me." They moved to a small abandoned lighthouse by the cliffs, far from gossip, where the sea became their witness. There, Alara began painting again, not faceless women, but two souls holding hands under firelight. They lived quietly, beautifully, building a world made of courage and art. But the past wasn't done haunting them. One evening, a stranger arrived, a man in a gray coat who claimed to be investigating the fire. He showed them photos from the bookstore's security camera. The flames had started after someone cut the power. "It wasn't an accident," he said. Maya froze. She recognized the shape in the blurry image. It was her ex-fiancée, Catherine, the woman she left behind in New York after discovering Catherine was leaking private stories about closeted celebrities. Catherine had followed Maya, jealous and obsessed, determined to ruin her new life. Days later, Maya disappeared. Alara searched the cliffs, the town, the roads, nothing. Panic clawed her chest as she realized Catherine's car had been spotted near the lighthouse. Then, a letter arrived. No stamp, no name, just one line. Love always burns in the end. Alara collapsed, screaming her name into the wind. For days, she painted frantically. The sea, the storm, Maya's smile, as if her brush could summon her back. The authorities searched, but the ocean gave no answers. A month later, when Alara was close to giving up, she heard a knock on the lighthouse door during a thunderstorm. She opened it, and there stood Maya, bruised, wet, trembling, but alive. She had been kidnapped, held in an abandoned cabin by Catherine, who wanted her to confess on video that the fire was deliberate to gain sympathy. Maya escaped by jumping through a window and walking for miles in the storm. Alara fell to her knees, sobbing as she held her. "I thought I lost you," she whispered, and Maya, pressing her forehead against hers, said, "Love doesn't die in fire, it rises from it." The police caught Catherine days later, and for the first time, Willowbrook saw the truth: two women who had survived hate, flames, and fear. Their story spread online after Maya wrote an article anonymously titled, "Love Without Fear," which went viral across the country. Messages flooded in, people thanking them for giving them courage to live their truth. Soon, Alara was invited to paint at a gallery in New York, her collection named, Ashes of Love. Each painting told a chapter: the attic, the fire, the sea, and finally, a painting of two women standing in sunlight, their hands clasped, their faces fearless. During the exhibit, a young girl approached them with tears in her eyes, whispering, "Because of you, I told my parents about my girlfriend." Alara smiled through tears, realizing their love had become something bigger, a light for others lost in darkness. Yet the most emotional twist came that night, when Maya revealed she had been secretly documenting everything: the fire, the prejudice, the healing, for a documentary titled Love Without Fear. "This is our truth," she said. "The world deserves to see it." The film premiered a year later, earning global recognition for its raw honesty. During the standing ovation, Alara looked at Maya, whispering, "I used to paint faceless women. But now I see you, and you're my masterpiece." Maya squeezed her hand, saying, "And you're my freedom." Their love became a symbol of resilience, proof that fear may burn, but love rebuilds. Years later, as they aged gracefully by the sea, the lighthouse became a sanctuary for young LGBTQ artists, a place where no one had to hide who they were. On their 10th anniversary, Maya proposed with a ring made of sea glass, whispering, "Marry me, without fear." And beneath the same stormy sky where they first met, Alara said yes, her heart full of color again. The waves crashed below as the world finally caught up with them, two women who loved beyond fear, beyond fire, beyond hate. Their love wasn't perfect, but it was pure, fierce, and eternal. As the sun rose over Willowbrook, their shadows stretched together across the sand, one, unbreakable. Because real love never hides. It simply waits for the courage to be seen. Heart on fire.